tell Dallas and Dylan your story about, was it in Vietnam?
Yeah.
All right, Dylan, lean back so I can get you in the picture. Go ahead.
We'd been on an operation and we were trying to get back to our base camp, and we knew we weren't going to be able to get there.
And what year was this?
Oh God, 67, 68.
Okay.
So we were on the way back, and time was going to get dark. So we ran across this little, looked like a garden area. It had all these trees that had what they call breadfruit hanging from them. And then I looked down there and saw a little stream running, and somebody had run a pipe up and across and dropped down like you'd take a shower on it or something, you know. We said, well, this is neat. Why don't we just, spend the night here? We pulled all the tanks in there and faced them out.
In a circle?
Mm-hmm. And as soon as we got them, the engine shut down, we all started jumping off the tanks, whatnot. And I jumped off. I had a M16 and a pistol on me. And all of a sudden, this gorgeous place turned into a nightmare. It was the Viet Cong had dug underground, and they had the grass bunkers, where you could take sod and pull it up, and that's how they came out.
Yeah.
And man, they were shooting every direction. We had people seriously injured, and they shooting holes in gas cans and water cans on the vehicle. And
so how'd you recover?
well, we were all shooting. I was shooting, everybody was shooting. You had to be careful. You could be shooting to one of your own people,
Yeah.
Because this was a Chinese fire drill,
So what was the outcome? How did it end?
Well, we finally overcame them, and ended up taking charge of the place. We ended up spending the night there. It really was a pretty neat place, but we had a hell of a drill to go through there first.
Now,
oh, I had to let you know. If I knew the last time that I held you was the last time, I'd have held you and never let go. Oh, it's kept me awake nights wondering. I lie in the dark just asking why. I've always been told you won't be called home until it's your time. I guess heaven was needing a hero, somebody just like you, brave enough to stand up for what you believe and follow it through. When I try to make it make sense in my mind, the only conclusion I come to is that heaven was needing a hero like you. I remember the last time I saw you. Oh, you held your head up proud. I laughed inside when I saw how you were standing out.
now there was one more story about the tank. Was it a tank puller, tower, whatever it was? And you had to go rescue that guy down the river. Was floated down the river.
Oh yeah.
Tell him that one.
I was in base camp and had this guy that used to give me information on what was going on.
We still in Vietnam?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his call sign was Aloft 16, and I was Tarzan 6. And so a lot of times I'd use him if we were going somewhere out here. he was like a forward observer, you know.
Yeah.
And he'd fly in I guess it was an L-19, and we would talk back before he called me. Hey, Tarzan 6, what's going on? You know whatnot. So one day he called me and says, "Help! Mayday! Mayday!" I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "I'm getting shot down, and they got the engine, and I've dropped into the Saigon River." It was right near a little village called Fuadong. And he said, "That's where I am." Well, my base camp wasn't that far away. I said, "Okay." He said, "They're shooting at me in the water, you know, from the bank over there."
Yeah.
Pretty wide spot right there.
Yeah.
But he was on the back side of the plane away from them, you know,
Right.
shielding himself.
Yeah.
I said, "Well, let me see what I can do." I grabbed one of the personnel carriers, and
And tell Dallas and Dylan what a personnel carrier looks like.
well, it's a square box, you know, hauls troops.
Right.
And it got to steer it. You have these laterals, you know, pull it to the right if you off the right tread, you turn to the right,
Right.
whatnot. So they're supposed to be able to navigate water.
Okay.
So I said, "Okay, I'll take one of these." And I took one down there to the Saigon River and got on there, but it had a little current. And I was having to hold that right lateral all the time to keep from getting swept away from it.
Okay.
What I should have done was come in a lot further north
And
and
then
then it coached me in.
Yeah.
But there wasn't nowhere to get in, you know.
Okay.
So I finally, after a period of time, I finally made it over to where he was. And then he had to scramble to try to, without getting shot.
Yeah.
To get up and get
Hop
in
in
the
there.
turret. And
But
get
I'm
in.
sure he was glad to see you.
So anyhow, then we had to turn it around and hold the other lateral. Now to try to get back to where I could reach and get back to the bank and get out of there. So anyhow, we finally got back over there, and then I took him back to the base camp. We said, "Yeah, it's amazing. Now you sit down and have a cocktail, and everything's rosy."
Yeah, but I'm sure he was happy to see you,
Oh,
though.
he was thrilled, yeah, to get out of there.
Wow. So
A
how
lot of incidences and things like that.
and how long were you in Vietnam?
Well, over a year.
Is heaven was needing a hero like I remember the last time I saw you. Oh, you held your head up proud. I laughed inside when I saw how you were standing out in the crowd. You're such a part of who I am. Now that part will just be void. No matter how much I need you now, heaven needed you more.
Let's end on a funny note. Let's talk about the toothpick situation with the guy
Oh.
and the handkerchief.
Well, yeah, my Vietnamese counterpart, every time they'd eat, they'd always have a toothpick. And when they did, they would put the hands up in front of them and hide the toothpick work they're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, "That's a very funny custom. Why do you do that? We just go ahead and use the toothpick. We don't hide it."
Right.
He said, "Oh, you think that's crazy custom? I'd tell you crazy custom." I said, "What's that?" He said, "You're American. You take a handkerchief, you take it and blow your nose and that nasty stuff and put it back in your pocket. Now there's
Oh, that's a good one. We'll end this one on that. That's what a wonderful story that was.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more.
All right, so it's August 11th, 2013. We're sitting on the back porch with Becky and Dad. This is one of their favorite things to do is to come back here and have the 40s on 4, is it?
This one is big band swing. We don't have that 40s on the direct TV.
They moved them off, huh?
Yeah. Have it in the car though.
But, I mean, will you agree this is one of your favorite things to come out and do?
Absolutely, here's tea.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, Dad, tell us what it was like back in the day.
About what?
Before there was air conditioning.
Oh,
It was like this.
well, you got in the shade, and hope you could find a fan. And the churches had their little fans with on a wooden stick. The old lady sitting there swinging.
Oh, yeah.
And
And you had an ice box. You didn't have a refrigerator when you were growing up, did you?
No, I had an ice box. Well, lucky if you had that. You had to go to town and get ice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it dry ice or just regular ice?
Right.
And so, was it hard keeping things cold? You know, it seems weird
Well,
to not imagine.
No, the lady next door, Aunt Vic, had a spring house, and the water in there stayed cold year round. So stuff that needed to be refrigerated like that
Yeah.
was put in sealed jars and whatnot, put down in the.
So, like eggs? What about eggs? Stuff like that?
Well,
Hey.
eggs came every day. The chickens laid every day.
Well, it just seems odd not to have a refrigerator, you know.
Oh, it
And,
does.
and
No, you didn't think about it then. You just dealt with what you had.
so, where'd you keep all your cheese?
Oh, I didn't have no cheese.
You were deprived back then?
But the ladies that made macaroni and cheese for church dinner
Yeah.
program,
Uh-huh.
where they got their cheese, I don't know. Maybe they made it themselves. Churned it. We used to churn and make buttermilk and make cottage cheese.
Yeah.
But that's the only.
That's why you like buttermilk now, right?
I love it. Absolutely. And I don't want it refined and 2% and no fat.
Just straight
I want
buttermilk.
Real stuff.
There you go. And what do you do with it? Just drink
All
it?
the way to fly. Just drink it. In fact, it's as good as having a cocktail. It's got a little twang to it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew.
But, Dad, you were talking about you wish you'd been nice to have had an iPhone when you were in your career in the military.
Right.
What were some of the places you went to?
Well, you know, I could have had pictures from Germany, from Korea, Okinawa, Japan.
Where were you in
Vietnam.
Japan?
While I was in Korea, I was back and forth through Japan to get there.
Really?
Yeah, I spent time there in Japan.
What major city?
Tokyo, Okinawa, Osaka, Shinjuku, Yokohama.
When was this? What time frame?
By the time he was born, 63, whatever.
Wow. Okay.
But you think of all the places that I could have had some amazing pictures.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. What was your favorite place if you could go back? Not counting Germany. I know we like that, but
Not counting all the war stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, I don't know. You'd have to go to Europe. I mean, you know, whether it's Germany, Sweden, Switzerland. You know, we had such a great time. Remember in Garmisch?
Oh yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. You can't count Germany because that was unique.
Unbelievable.
I'm saying aside from where you and I went.
Well, I don't see. I don't have any other place that was that exciting.
Yeah.
With that fantastic. There were beautiful places everywhere. I don't care where you go, but they don't have that nostalgia.
Sure.
You know that you have. You know, in certain places. You know, but they were great.
But it really would have been neat to have had an iPhone.
Oh God, I would have loved to have it. Yeah.
Well, it's 2014 and the iPhone didn't come into existence until 2007.
Yeah.
So it's only been around 7 years.
Yeah.
And even then, it didn't have much capability when it first came out. So
We get too soon old.
yeah. Well,
But you know, it's great to have it now. But I wish I'd have had it then.
absolutely.
Because there's so many beautiful places and things that even in this country, you know, if you're talking about places in Boston and Seattle and Chicago,
When you're on the Army Review Board.
huh?
When you're on the Army Review Board.
Right. Cleveland, Chicago, Detroit, Hamtramck in Detroit. You get up in Seattle, and then we went over into Canada.
Okay.
What's the name of that town right there on the edge?
I don't know. How far in is Toronto? It wasn't near there, was it?
No, it was over near Detroit.
I'm afraid I don't know much about Canada.
Well, it starts with a W, but I can't think of the name of it. But anyhow,
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
no, it wasn't Winnipeg, no. But anyhow, it was a gorgeous place. And what a difference between Detroit, so filthy and ugly,
Yeah.
and go over into Canada, it's so sparkling and clean and look great. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, you talk about, you know, Seattle used to go to
Fish market.
Pike's Market, you know.
Yeah.
The different lakes and Lake, can't think of the names of them now. But you had Puget Sound and all the boats going back and forth to Bremerton.
Sure.
Ferries. Oh, it was
The big
great.
salmon locks and all that. Yeah.
Oh my God! Well, yeah, the locks where the water brings the boats down to the
Right.
level. Lake Washington, Lake Union, and
There you go.
oh yeah.
Awesome. Well, you know, may not have had it then, but we got it now, so we'll get what videos we can now. Where we go.
Yeah. I got to go back to all them places.
That's right. There you go.
Okay.
And more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was